The King Opera building has lose its circulation above the lifetime-changing listening harm inflicted to a alt gamer at a repetition of Wagner's Die Walküre. It as well unsuccessful to act on hazardous sound levels before following Mr. Goldscheider's trauma, the trial controlled. The Row told it was frustrated by aspects of the trial's governing. In how instance, Mr. Goldscheider sued the London Opera building, pretending damages for acoustical upheaval, a state in symptoms consisting tinnitus, hyperacusis, and vertigo, following creature vulnerable to sound levels excess 130 decibels. In its circulation, the Row declared the art importance of the piece of music manufactured by the band intended how several listening harm to its players was unavoidable and legitimate, but how was discarded by the trial. On 1 September 2012, Mr. Goldscheider was sitting immediately in front line of the yellow metal chapter of the band for a repetition of Wagner's deafening opera Die Walküre in the renowned band pit of the Opera building, in Covent Kindergarten. The chime of a blare was once over his order ear for the repetition, and sound levels achieved 132 decibels, approximately counterpart to how of a jet motor. His listening was irrevocably corrupt. Mr. Goldscheider, of Bedfordshire, now has to carry ear defenders to conduct out daily domestic tasks such as preparation meal. Talk following Environment's trial of circulation judgment, he told, "I am thankful to the trial for confirming how more than should include been made to defend me and some musicians of the hazard of constant and lifetime change listening problems. We all wish to discover a way to take part and stake in the expertise of dwell piece of music in a secure and available way, and I expect how the guide that the trial of circulation has taken into account in my instance will assist other. I expect how the King Opera building will now supporting me to get on in restoration my lifetime. In regulation of defending human beings of listening harm due to sound, the instance efficaciously brings an band area, or any dwell piece of music location for how question, in link in some work environments such as a plant story. An band area or gig location becomes, if you love, a plant wherever sound is the end food, quite rather than the on-product of an industry trial. Since no classic artist has sued an band for acoustical upheaval up Mr. Goldscheider, it has be thing of a mythology how band spaces and dwell piece of music venues are release of sound protect. How mythology was fed in portion by a defense accessible to patronage by the reimbursement instrument. It efficaciously told how as the food, how is, the piece of music, was of top art importance, several sound harm to those making it was reasonable. But the trial of circulation governing lays how mythology to otherwise. Patronage and organizers will now include to put processes in location to evaluate sound and foresee flash rises in sound levels. They will later include to get all sensibly pragmatic stairs to hinder trauma resultant of the sound. The piece of music win T halt, but it could get a equitable bit quieter. Alex Bearded, head execution of the Row, told he was happy the trial had recognized its reason how it was not sensibly feasible for orchestra musicians to carry listening protect at all times until performance and rehearsing. Such a go, as suggested in the unique top trial governing, would be fully unpractical in potential destructive and distant-reaching ensuing consequences for the whole segment, he told. He told the Row would job in its legislative crew to believe its following go. The is an unparalleled and extraordinarily facility instance for the dwell music and theater industries, and we will go on to job collegiately in some culture institutions to promote and carry out top experience through the segment, added Mr. Bearded. Mr. Goldscheider's lawyer, Chris Roast, told, dwell piece of music, and quality assurance art exit can be destroyed by lathe audio in sound. I can select to rotate amount and some configure downward if I hear an individual, but no such a opulence existed for Chris Goldscheider and some musicians who are required to include who else dictatorship the sound they are vulnerable to at job. He told the listening protect is no ever feasible and was never designed to be the full decision. This trial's expressiveness on reduction sound at resource will include implications in dwell piece of music, amusement and sport through different jurisdictions wherever down there is the capacity for flash and sudden sound, he added. In 2002 he united the alt chapter of the Row band as Quantity 11 Alt and was assigned to Quantity 6. Carrier, key points turned on game on phase in Kylie Minogue and in the three tenors to 100,000 human beings in Barcelona. He left Word the Row in July 2014 as a outcome of his injuries.